Sometimes
Life takes away what you love the most. Sometimes people around you say, "You're just a girl."
This story is for every girl who was told she can't, for those who were forced to let go of their dreams.
But kept hope quietly alive inside their hearts. This is the story of Meera, a young village girl who almost lost everything she loved. Until one person, her father-in-law, helped her believe again.
In a quiet village surrounded by forest, rice fields, and dusty roads, lived a girl named Meera. She was only 16 years old, but her eyes shone with dreams much bigger than her world. Every morning, she would walk miles to school, her feet covered in dust, but her heart full of hope. She loved books very much, especially maths and English.
Her teachers admired her. Her classmates followed her lead. When someone asked, "Meera, what do you want to be when you grow up?" she smiled and said, "I want to be a teacher. I want every girl in our village to study and dream, just like me." She was one of the best students in her school, always first in her class. Her marks were high, her dreams even higher. But life doesn't always let dreams fly easily. One evening, her father came home from the market. His voice was serious. "Meera," he said, "your marriage has been fixed. The boy is from a good family. You will live a happy life." Meera froze. "Marriage? But Papa, my exams are next month. I want to finish school." Her mother looked away. "It's decided, my child. It's time you take responsibility. A girl's real home is her husband's home." Meera cried that night. She begged, she pleaded, but no one listened. Her books were packed away, her school uniform folded for the last time. And just like that, the brightest girl in school became a bride at 16. Her marriage was not a good person, but her dreams?
Her new home was far away, in another village. Her husband Raghu was kind but quiet. Her mother-in-law was strict. Days passed in cooking, cleaning, and endless chores. Her hands were busy, but her heart felt empty. She missed her books, her teachers, her dreams. At night, she would open her old notebook, secretly hidden in a box, and whisper to herself, "I don't want to forget what I learned." She would write small equations on the back of grocery papers. She would try to read English words from old lessons. But she felt alone. No one cared about her dreams, or so she thought. One evening, her father-in-law, Mr. Dev, came home early. He was a retired school principal, wise, calm, and soft-spoken. He saw a small light coming from Meera's room. When he peeked in, he saw her writing something by the dim lamp. "Meera, what are you doing at this hour?" "Oh, nothing, Babaji. Just some writing." "Don't be afraid, child. I was a teacher once." "I know that look. You were studying, weren't you?" "Yes, but it doesn't matter now. Those days are gone." "Who told you that dreams end after marriage?" "Everyone says a good wife should only think of her family. And a good husband's family should think of her dreams too." Meera looked at him, surprised. No one had ever spoken to her like that. From that night, things began to change. Mr. Dev started giving Meera old textbooks. Every evening, when the house became quiet, he sat with her in the small courtyard. "You were a good student, weren't you?" "Yes, Babaji. I loved school. I wanted to be a teacher." "Then let's start again. Slowly. No dream is too late if your heart is still learning." He taught her math again, explained English grammar, and gave her small homework to do. Sometimes she'd laugh, "Babaji, you're strict like a real teacher," he'd reply, smiling. "And you're my favorite student." Months passed. Meera's husband noticed her studying, but didn't stop her. He respected her father's support. One morning, Mr. Dev said, "Meera, there was a school nearby. They need someone to help young girls with reading. Why don't you try?" "Me? I'm not a real teacher yet." "You have knowledge and kindness. That's a real teacher needs." With his encouragement, she went. At first, she was nervous. The children laughed when she stumbled. But soon, her voice grew confident. Within a few weeks, every little girl in the school loved her. They called her Teacher Meera. News spread through the village. Mothers started sending their daughter to school. People who once said, "What can a girl do?" now said, "We want our daughter to be like Meera." Meera's classroom was filled with laughter, curiosity, and hope. One evening, as she came home, she saw her father-in-law waiting by the gate. He was holding her old school certificate. "I went to your old school. I told them about you. They want you to take a test. If you pass, you can officially become a teacher." "Babaji, you did all this for me?" "You did it for yourself, my child. I just showed you the door. You walked through it." Then Meera studied harder than ever before. Every night she sat with her father-in-law, revising lessons. When the exam day came, she was trembling. "Don't be afraid. You already are a teacher in heart. The paper will only prove it to the world." Weeks later, a letter arrived. Meera had passed with top marks. She was officially a teacher. Tears rolled down her face. She ran to her father-in-law and hugged him tightly. "Babaji, I did it." "No, we did it. But the strength was always in you." Years later, Meera's small school had grown big. Many of girls studied there. Her husband supported her fully. Her in-laws were proud. One afternoon, she saw a little girl crying outside her class. "Why are you crying, dear?" The girl said, "My father says girls shouldn't go to school." Meera knelt down and said softly, "I once heard the same thing. But look, dreams can grow even in silence. Promise me you won't stop learning." The little girl nodded, wiping her tears. That evening, Meera stood beside her father-in-law, watching the sunset. "Babaji, sometimes I wonder, what if you hadn't helped me?" "Then someone else would have. Because when a dream is true, life always finds a way to protect it." They stood in silence, the orange sky reflecting their shared pride. Meera's story reminds us, even when the world says no, keep your heart open for the person who says yes. Because sometimes hope doesn't come from where you expect. It comes from someone who simply believes in your light. Every girls have their own dreams. Some girls are chasing their dreams from their own way, but some girls are still struggling to find the way. They are keeping their dreams inside their minds because of family, kids, and other responsibilities. They can't show their pains. This is every girl's problem. Don't keep quiet about your dreams. Chase your dream. One day, it will come true. If you like this story, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and tell us in the comments, who helped you for chasing your dream? Like, share, and comment. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel.